Good afternoon, this is Catherine in Christchurch, New Zealand, and it's a nice fine. It was raining this morning for a moment. Midwinter's day, 15th of July, so it's the middle of winter for us. And a little after midday, I'm at the a nearby, even by New Zealand standards, small shopping mall called South City. Popped in to look for a couple of things. Didn't find what I wanted. Actually ended up getting something else anyway. How often does that happen? Not often for me, but anyway, there's a story to that. I let him go, he's in a hurry. And I was making this video up because just last night, quite by chance, and I don't even know how it came up on YouTube, there was this great video there. It seemed to be part one of, well, it needed other parts coming to it. These Canadian guys into, I'm trying to think what they called it, JDM, Japanese Domestic Market. So these Canadian guys who are so keen on certain cars, and I have heard of this before, they specifically import them from Japan. And obviously if you're in Canada, that being the nicest part of America, the steering wheel is on the wrong side. Now New Zealand actually has for many years had a Jap import vehicles, and this is a Jap import vehicle. So it was that's a 1986 registered Honda City Cabrio, so the last of them, the convertibles, not turbo. This poor little thing, it's got but anyway, it was imported into Auckland, New Zealand, that's at the far north, in used to be an entrance here. They've changed all of this. The whole building's gone. Since I last been to this mall, there was a whole building there. So when it was 4 years old, it was exported from Japan into New Zealand. It went to Auckland, which is in the north of New Zealand, in the North Island, the separate island, and it lived there for, well, from 1990 until 2008, 2007. And I bought it from some people in Christchurch. They had, from what they told me, they bought it about a year before, sight unseen, on the basis that it had passed an inspection and it looked pretty good in photos. And when they got it, they had it trucked down here, and when they got it, they found it was severely rusted underneath, and they actually had sent it in and had $1,200 worth of rust repairs done. Oh, it cost them $900 to have it trucked down. So that those two put together must have exceeded the price of the car pretty much. And lots of traffic on this road today. And yeah, when they sold it to me, they gave me all the receipts for the having had these rust professionally all re-welded out and cut out and whatever. So yeah, I bought this in late October 2008. When I bought it, it was reading like 99,999 sort of miles. It's only got a 5-digit speedo, K's, kilometres. So it's only got a 5-digit speedo. It only goes up to 99999 kilometres, which is about 60-odd thousand miles. And then it goes round again. It's 140 something now. It's 40 something now. The mileage of this car couldn't possibly be just 140,000 Ks for 30 odd years old. 2016 this year. So therefore it must have done either 240,000 Ks or 340,000 Ks. Even at 240,000 Ks, that's about 150,000 miles, which is a long time for a 1200cc 4-cylinder engine on the original engine. As far as I know, it's all original, and original gearbox. I've had the clutch done. I actually sent it in for that. And when I bought it, there was no mechanical history available. Like, no one had left a nice little notebook of details, what's been done to it in the glove box, like what I do. So I sent it in straight away and had the rubber timing belt replaced, because I didn't know what mileage that it had onto it. And as I say, I've had the clutch done, and the other smaller jobs I've just done myself. Done tie rod end, done a few brake slaves, new tyres, spark plugs. Just did the oil and filter change the other day. I worry that the motor is getting a bit long in the tooth though, but at the moment it still keeps going great, so that's good. It averages my across town running pretty much runs out to be 41-42 miles per gallon. That's imperial gallon, so that would be about 35 miles per US gallon, I think. Has air conditioning and it still works. It's not super icy. Oh, hello, there's another one. One went across just then, but the hatchback model. The convertibles, I have seen one other around town sometimes, and not for a couple of years now. But yeah, there's another couple around Christchurch, and there's probably only a handful more in the whole of New Zealand put together. But yeah, the air conditioning's got the old non-eco-friendly gas in it, so if ever it leaks out, if the rest of it leaks out and it stops running, then you can't put the new gas in unless you've had it fully refurbished, and that's like $2,000 or something. But at the moment the air conditioning does work, and I use it periodically, make sure I keep it in good condition, even in the winter. But a little bit tempted to put it on now actually, because it's just got a bit warm. It's been parked outside the shopping mall. 15 degrees Celsius today, when I saw the thermometer thing a bit earlier. So here we've got the air on now, just on low, so it won't make a noise in the camera. I intend to do an external shot of this later. Now these people aren't supposed to cross into my lane, but they often do. So there's that ute, you see. You're not allowed to be in that lane's for me. Neither are you. Now I'm going to get going. Oh, and the synchro is getting a bit old and tired. When the gearbox oil's cold, sometimes takes 2 or 3 attempts to find second and third. But, they're generally good once it's warm. Just double clutch them. This is Madras Street. Oh, we're in the central part of Christchurch City, what in US you'd probably call downtown. The camera I'm using is actually the absolute cheapest one I could get, and it's actually fallen off the window a few weeks ago. It fell off 7 times in a row and hit the floor. I was sort of surprised it's still working. And the display on it went all wonky for quite a while after that, but it seemed to be recording the files okay. Anyway, this time it's and then suddenly after several weeks of having a wonky display, the display's come good again. So yeah, it's even with courier transport, you know, delivery, it came to about $35. This dash cam, the one I've got now. I've had it must be over a year now. I just run it when I'm driving. What's that thing in the middle of the road? That's not good, is it? This is because of rebuilds, because of the earthquakes that we had about 5.5 years ago. And they're still doing some finishing work on one of these new buildings here. This is a Kathmandu. I think it's their world headquarters. It's certainly their local headquarters.